Okay, welcome back to Immersion series. This is episode 6, and we are continuing to have a dessert theme. We're gonna make a cheesecake.
Nice. Exciting.
Yes. Okay. So the other day, Laila, you asked me about something about sweetener, and I wanted to share with everyone. So can you remind us what was the question that you asked me?
Yeah, because you are using a coconut nectar sweetener, which is very rare to find. So what are some other options? What is the best sweetener to use that you can normally find more easily?
Yes, that's a really good question. I think a lot of people have thought about it. You know, what's the best sweetener to use? And I think the choice of sweetener is very individual and also depend where you are. So if you're living in Europe, it might be difficult to get the coconut nectar.
Definitely.
And also depend on the purpose. Depend on the purpose. If you want to have a higher vibrational sweetener, maybe honey or dates could be the choice. But if you, honey is it's a great high vibrational, and it has a lot of medicinal healing property. But if you are making the vegan dessert, honey wouldn't be the choice. So it will be a dates, and dates is a great whole food sweetener. In that sense, it's much more high vibrational. But you can really use the dates for all the sweetener. You can put the dates in the coffee, you know, to make it sweet. Okay. So if you diabetes or hypoglycemia, or if you don't want, if you care about the blood sugar level going up too much, going down, those sweetener could be the best choice, which is stevia and xylitol. Stevia is like a plant. It's a leaf, like a mint leaf, and it tastes 300 times. It has a sweet taste, but it doesn't have any sugar, 0 calorie, and 0 glycemic index. Xylitol is coming from all natural plants, fruits and vegetables, but usually it comes from birch tree or corn. And then it has that foam. It's a white crystal kind of foam, and
Looks like sugar.
yeah, it looks like a table sugar. So those are highly refined. It's very processed. So if you prefer to use the natural sugar, maybe those are more the options. But if you're diabetes, those could be the better choice. So, you know, depend what you need for your body. And in the middle, there is some so-called natural sugar, which is maple syrup, coconut sugar, or coconut nectar. Those could be the neutral sweet, although all of them, because it's less refined, it has their own unique flavor.
Yeah.
So sometimes I actually mix, you know, half maple syrup or half coconut syrup, so that one single sweetener doesn't stand out. Or sometimes I mix the stevia together with coconut sugar, so I can minimize the sugar intake. At the same time, I'm a big fan of stevia, and I can do it only with stevia, no problem, but it's not for everyone. So if I want to share and enjoy the cheesecake together, I might gonna mix it together. So you can also combine. Yep.
Yeah.
And also we have some lucuma and mesquite that could give a little sweet flavor as well. You can't really substitute the sweetener with lucuma and mesquite, but you can probably reduce the sweetness amount, and it gives a nice caramelly flavor into the dessert. Lucuma comes from Peru. It's a fruit, and usually you can buy in the powder form. And mesquite is a pod, like carob, and it also gives a nice sweet flavor. Okay? So I'm gonna, pleasure. I'm gonna put this one away. Would you mind? And then we're gonna start with the crust. Crust. So to make the crust, it's pretty much similar to make same way to make a brownie or brisbane. Okay, so what you need is nuts and seeds of your choice, which has been activated, by the way, and dates as a binder and sweetener. You can use any nuts and seeds, and you can use any dry nuts, but dates is usually the best because it's kind of sticky and it helps to bind the dough together. Okay, so today I have some walnuts and dry coconuts, and I just want to put a little bit of chocolate flavor. This is optional. You can put some different flavor if you like, or just vanilla simply, or some grated citrus would be nice too, and always a pinch of salt. Makes it whole things nice and tight. Okay, and then I'm gonna blend it just this same as a brownie. Okay, would you mind to hold it, and then yeah. Okay, and now I'm gonna throw in the dates, chopped dates.
It's important to chop them?
If you are using the good food processor, it doesn't matter. You can put the whole things, but sometimes even the deseeded dates might have a seed.
Yeah.
So I usually at least cut into half. Okay, and then you see the things are coming up from the edge. That's kind of good sign. It's sticky enough to make into the crust. I think it looks good. Yep. Okay. Great. So when you squeeze it together, and then when it stick together, that's a good sign. And then, but still, it's easily to break. That's the perfect consistency for the cake crust. When you're making the brisk balls or energy ball, it doesn't really matter as long as everything stick together. But for the crust, it's kinda, you need perfect consistency because you don't want to have too wet crust, and then you don't want to have it too dry, because when you cut, it's gonna crack. Okay, I prepare the cake pan, which is the bottom removable cake pan. Sorry, I forgot to show you. And it's already oil coated. We put the coconut oil inside so that it makes it easy to take it out. And then I'm gonna place it in the bottom. Okay, so something like that. You can use the same dough as brisk ball as well if you like. The one we just made from the last episode. Okay, and then we can put it in the fridge or freezer while we are making the filling. Okay, so now we're gonna make a filling. So for the cheesecake, or most often for the raw dessert, we often use the cashew nuts, just because it has the very similar texture and consistency and flavor to the creams, butters, or the daily food, food. Okay, so the cashew nuts has been soaked about for more than 4 hours, 6 hours. I like to soak overnight. Actually, it's been soaked overnight, but doesn't have to be that long. So this is going to be the body of the cheesecake. Okay, I'm gonna put the whole things, and what else do we need to put to make a cheesecakey flavor? Probably we need So this cheesecake recipe is kind of template that I always use for any cheesecake variation. Okay, so I call it classic cheesecake. I put the water, 1 cup of water, because I need some liquid to blend. So if you want to make mango cheesecake, you can simply substitute the water with chopped mango. If you want to make a blueberry cheesecake, you can just use the blueberry, or raspberry, or strawberry. So that's how you make the variation of the cheesecake. Okay, but we're gonna stick to simple one for this one. So we put water, and then of course we need a sweetener. So we're gonna put the sweetener, which can be any sweetener that you like. This one I mixed the half.
So if you're putting dry dates, you need to add more water?
If you want to use the dates for the sweetener, I usually make this dates paste first, which is blend the dates together with water. So that will makes it easy to blend. But actually, if you are gonna blend everything anyway, if you are using the high power blender, it's actually okay to throw the whole dates. But I would make the chocolate cheesecake if I'm gonna throw the dates, because it makes it dark color, or caramel cheesecake. Okay, so I put the sweetener, and then I'm gonna put the lemon juice, because I think cheesecake is usually lemony sour flavor, and cheesecake has some saltiness. Cream cheese usually have some saltiness, so again we're gonna put salt, and again that's kind of key. And we need something to make it set. You know, we're not using eggs, so we need something to make it set, which we use the coconut oil. When we put the coconut oil in the fridge, it's gonna solidify. So using that, we're gonna solidify the cheesecake. And I'm also gonna put the cacao butter to make it set. But you can also do only with coconut oil. Sometimes coconut oil flavor stands out too much, and that's kind of one reason why I also put the cacao butter. But you can do the ratio of butter and coconut oil can be individual, whatever the way you like. But cacao butter can hold the cake longer than coconut oil, because coconut oil melt easily than cacao butter. So when you are serving the cake in the tropical island, you might consider to add a little bit of cacao butter. Okay?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna put a little bit of a lecithin as to emulsify the liquid and oil. Lecithin is the extraction from, this one is from soy. You can also get from sunflower seed as well. If you don't have it, just omit it. You don't need to add, but this makes it nice and much more creamy. That's what it does. Okay, and I'm gonna put a little bit of vanilla for the flavor, and I'm gonna put a little bit of lemon essential oil or lemon extract or just grated lemon zest. I'm just being lazy to grate the lemon zest. And if you're gonna use the essential oil, you need to have a good quality. Okay.
Nice.
So this is all what we need. I'm not gonna put the Irish moss, because I want to make it nice and easy for everyone to make the cheesecake. But in case you want to make the cheesecake much lighter, you can also use the Irish moss, which is a seaweed. It's like an agar-agar to set the cake. But whereas agar-agar need to cook, Irish moss can be just blended in. You don't have to put the high heat. But anyway, let's do it without Irish moss. And you might want to go like this and just make sure to hold it, because this bottom is easy to move. Okay, looks nice and creamy. Thank you. Something like that. And then shall we have a taste? Let's use this one. I think. It can be sweeter.
I like it.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Zesty and sweet
Yeah.
in a nice way.
Subtle.
Yeah.
It has a subtle sweetness. If I'm serving for people, I would put a little bit more sweetener. And then when the things are cold, probably it will lose a little bit of sweetness. So for that reason, I might gonna put some sweetener. But because we are the one who is gonna eat, let's stay with it.
I
Okay.
really like this.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna pour into it, and then I would like to make some decoration on the top using the different color and flavor. So I'm gonna leave a little bit in the sorry. Can you move this one away? I keep around 1 cup in the container, and then I'm gonna put the red color, which will be raspberry. Little bit of raspberry, and because raspberry is just a liquid, I just want to make sure to have the same consistency as the other cheesecake. So I'm gonna put a little bit of oil, coconut oil, just to secure to be set. And the raspberry is very sour, so I'm gonna add a little bit of sweetener. Okay, you can do with any other colors and flavor. You can put a little bit of spirulina and mint extract, and you can also put some mango. I'm just gonna put a little bit of beets color, beets powder. It's not a must, but I just want to make sure that the red color will be stands out. But I don't want to put too much of raspberry because it's going to be too watery. And then, would you mind to blend it again? Here you go. Bring up. gonna bring all the way up, which means going this and this.
The raspberry.
Oh, it's not open. I think it's good. Let me just put raspberry extract. Just because I want to make it more raspberry flavor, and I think it's good. Thank you. Let's have a taste. So I have all those flavor extract, which I love so much. They have so many different varieties, coffees and raspberry, cherries, strawberry, rose, and you can always play with color and flavor. You know, if you make it the pink color, and then you can put the rose flavor, and then you can call it rose truffle, or you can make it pink, and then you have all this different flavor variation. So it's actually very fun, and it's actually raw friendly. It's all certified organic. It's amazing products. Okay, you wanna have a taste before I pour?
Wow. Very smooth.
It's very raspberry-y.
Like the raspberry cream.
Okay.
Beautiful.
It's nice and sour. So I'm gonna pour into the container. Can you put those away? And then I just wanted to show you how to decorate the top. I will show you the simple one. You can just create the dot. And then you can just trace the center of the dot. And then you're gonna make a nice pretty
Hearts connected.
heart shape. Ta-da! Oh, I don't know if I can tilt. It's still soft. Okay, so we're gonna put it in the fridge, and I like to keep it overnight. But it will be ready in a couple of hours. It will set. And then after the overnight, we have that cheesecake ready. Ta-da!
Wow.
I have more time to put the decoration. So let's cut and have a taste.
That looks amazing. Be amazing for a birthday.
Oops. And I'm just gonna put the chocolate sauce that we made the other day. Oh no, the last episode. And cheesecake and some flowers around. You wanna have a taste?
Yes, please. My favorite dessert.
Here you go.
Go for it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Thanks for watching, and we will continue with burger and nori roll.
Wow.
Thank you. Amazing.
Let me have a taste.